Thank you. I'm so glad we've gotten onto this. Anyway, so I'd like to tell you about my dad. No.
Where is he? He's probably not around, is he?
No, he's not. How did you know? Yes, I have it preliminarily.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So that's actually a real qualm that I have with the medical industry. Wait, I'm sorry.
It's what you need to have when you're in the Ed Squared studio. You know, you need to be aware of cameras. You know?
Yeah.
It may look like a living room, but we've rigged it like.
No, this is actually a set.
This is a set right
This
now.
is a set. There's a live studio audience.
Yeah.
There actually is.
Yeah, well, why don't we introduce it? I'm Eddie. We got Ben behind the camera helping out today.
Hello.
Hi, Ben.
And we've got a returning guest, Tallulah.
It's actually for continuity. I've been here for the last 2 months. I just sat here in front of the camera waiting for you to come back.
And we're here. It was been 2 months.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't think anything has changed since I saw you.
That's not true. You're now unemployed and I'm now employed. That's not true.
Yeah, actually, everything
we've
has changed.
switched, actually. We've switched.
Yeah, so currently I am kind of living that, I'd say like a bit of a rogue guy.
I think you're living the freelancer life.
Yeah.
I think that's actually the technical term. You're not
very
unemployed.
bohemian.
Yeah.
But thanks for bringing that
You're
right at the
welcome. I'll
start
bring
of the
up your other
podcast.
trauma. So
Go on,
I don't know
let's
if you
bring it
know
all out there.
Hey,
but,
Moroccan sunset over there.
I was about to say the reason you came on
Yeah.
was because you were so good. I was just about to say that. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Do that again, I'll sue you.
Okay.
No,
but I've been really on like a heist movie thing at the moment. I've never seen it, but I'm really into currently Ocean's 11. Never seen it.
Ocean's
I'm really
11,
into the
I've heard
vibe.
of that. But
Ocean's
have
8.
you seen it? No.
Ocean's 8, you know, the new one that came out, was like Sandra Bullock. It was like a few years ago.
Right, Sandra Bullock. Wasn't she like a singer from X Factor? I don't know who Sandra Bullock is. My bad. She sounds like, oh no, it's Alexander Burke.
What the fuck?
My bad.
First of all, yeah, that's fair.
I haven't done a podcast in a while, okay? It's been a couple months.
Yeah.
Give me some
He actually doesn't have any brain cells. I looked directly at the camera to remind me. Eddie, are all those cameras on?
Yeah.
2, 3.
Sorry, so you're complaining about me doing my job?
Yeah. Well, last time you didn't.
Yeah.
Tell the people.
The first time we recorded, half our show didn't even record. Okay.
Yeah. No, so, but we recorded a good hour and a half.
I should not have invited you to this
No,
place.
I'm sorry.
Get out of my house.
I'm sorry.
No.
I love you. I'm really sorry.
No, it's fine. You know, I was about to start the podcast by saying, I appreciate, you know, last time it was a good laugh. You had you on. You a good interview. A hard person to control, but you know, if I can kind of, I don't know, man. You weren't interested. Me and Ben after that episode had to really like process. It was the first time I had to process an interview.
Yeah.
I've been told I do take a lot of processing power, and that was by a doctor. So.
Okay. Why? What have you been diagnosed with?
No, it was just my friend. Do you want the story? Because that happened to me this week. I have a wonderful, amazing personality.
Right.
But unfortunately, this wonderful, amazing personality comes with some horrifically deep flaws, such as not being able to look after yourself, or indeed keep on track, which apparently is important things to be an adult. Anyway.
In what? What are you?
Just in general. I don't know if you know, not just the pod, but like just as friends. I don't know if you know this, but I have a really hard time staying on track.
Yeah, that is hard. You can tell from you just by our train of thought. Like in this podcast, we've probably gone through 10 topics already.
Yeah, but I just think it's more interesting to speedrun everything. Yeah. Anyway, I want to tell you a fun story, but I don't want to add to the...
I want to add
So years ago, for medical reasons, that's another story as well. Anyway, not medical reasons, took some not whiskey and Coke, just took Coke.
Nice. Okay.
And everyone's like, oh my God, isn't this great? Oh my God, isn't this great? We were at a festival that no one's ever heard of because it doesn't exist. No, it's a real thing. Anyway, and we, sorry, I'm really struggling today.
I love it.
Everyone was like, oh my God, this is great, dance till 4 a.m. They were off their face. And I did one line and then waited the obligatory half an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
because that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay. And then took another one and took like a fatter one because I was like, oh, this is fine. Waited another half an hour and I was like, I literally don't feel any different. And like, swear, honest, hand to God, this isn't like some like, oh my God, and then I like touched God or anything. Genuinely didn't feel anything. Then did a third one. And then I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. This is kind of like a rave. This is kind of like, I feel like I'm a little bit sped up. It's great. I felt like I could keep up with everyone.
So you needed 3 lines of Coke to get in.
Or, according to my mother, donuts.
Oh, what do you?
Because I said, yeah, Mum, I had these really nice donuts at a festival, and she was like, do you mean Coke? And I was like, yeah. Anyway. And kind of relating back to the doctor thing.
Ben, I just wondered, like, from the first 10 minutes we've been with Tallulah, like, what are you kind of like thinking? I think you are the most interesting person I know. Like, the way you are so passionate about not just your own things in life, but you kind of tell them that. So 3 lines of cocaine.
Okay, but again, this is years ago. And was only once at a festival. It wasn't just to clarify.
How was it compared to what you thought it was going to be?
Like, so, you know how everyone's like, oh, I did, just a tiny line because I thought I could take it, and I did a big... No, they were... when people are like, oh, I did like this massive line because like I drink loads and I smoke loads of weed and like I have a high tolerance, and then I was actually on the floor for the next like 7 hours, didn't even know. Right. Stories like that. Like I like my friends have said, and like people on the internet, whatever. Mm-hmm. Not that you should ever trust the internet, but
I beg to differ, dude.
Exactly. God. This is gonna be wild. I'm gonna be dancing all night, and like I'm gonna have such a wild time. I'm not gonna remember any. It's just gonna be like the movies where it's like blurring into one.
Right.
I was thoroughly disappointed. By the first bump, I was like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah.
And it would, to be fair, haven't really done it at all since. It was like festival drugs, which anyone who does go to a festival, they're not as reliable.
Right. Yeah, they're probably mixing that shit with way more.
Yeah. Well, not even like they like even stuff that's like shit that isn't even really dangerous. Like obviously, like they mix it with dangerous stuff, but it's even stuff like cornstarch, stuff. And like if you were gonna smuggle stuff into a festival,
right?
Pardon me, sorry guys.
Are you trying to smuggle something in there? Oh, yeah, dude.
Sorry,
might be the first. But okay, yeah,
that's the first. So anyway, pod.
My question is though, with the cocaine, I've never done it before. Was it like 3 lines? You're pretty deep in. Right? You must have been pretty gone.
Well, so. This links back to the have you been tested thing, because apparently, and this is like a thing, like, so a lot of medications for like, as I like to call it, intense behavioral, not therapy, what do I mean? Challenges.
Is that what you need?
So a lot of things for like ADD, ADHD, that sort of too much energy compared to too little.
Yeah.
Is solved by stimulating the brain more to the point that it's like balanced out, basically. And essentially that's what cocaine is.
Right.
It's not in the things, it's like methamphetamines instead, which is so much cooler.
They are way cooler. They're street cred, right?
Yeah, 100%. Also, if you are going to do any drug, obviously do it in a safe environment. Like when my friends did it, they had I don't know what they called them, but basically they were like parties where it's like, either half or more, slightly more than half were like designated takers, and then the other half were like, I was going to say receivers. That's not what I mean. They are caregivers, like
trip sitters.
Yeah, trip sitters. That was it. So it'd be like a trip sitting party.
Mm-hmm. But that's interesting. So you've experimented with a couple things.
The cocaine, right? So going back to the cocaine. So I did a bunch, it makes it sound like a lot, but I was basically like, I'll do a couple of lines, it was fine, whatever. And there's a massive, because they're stimulants, it basically makes everything kind of levels out. So for me, MDMA is more of a kick because, sorry.
Round 2, hit us with it. Nice.
That was quite good actually. Because it is more like, it doesn't just speed you up, it makes you like, oh yeah, whoa. Again,
do you love yourself?
I can't actually remember what the point of that fucking story was.
I think you were going back to medication for ADHD and
That's
ADD.
It. Anyway, so I'm getting prescribed. So
this whole thing's about ADHD.
So I had I've just spilled my drink all over.
If there's anything that is fine, if there's anything that confirms you have ADHD, is the last 15 minutes of content
on Wednesday. Wait, what day is it today? Wednesday. Fuck that joke. Tuesday. I had my thing yesterday.
We've got some jokes. There are some jokes coming.
Yeah, my fucking life. This entire conversation.
Yeah, but you are quite good with words, though.
Thank you.
For someone who says a lot of words, I don't mind listening to them.
I enjoyed literature as a child.
Yeah. Do you want to know what I've been up to recently? Or we're just going to talk.
No, we're going to talk about me.
Keep going with
just keep going that way. You know,
it's actually not about you.
Yeah,
you're just the interviewer.
Fuck you then, because Do I not have feelings?
You do.
Nah.
I didn't mean feel me. I was talking about my feelings.
Oh, sorry. Sometimes I get confused.
Yep. Okay, I'll talk to Ben then, because you don't care.
No, I do care.
Ben, I recently went to Ireland. Have you ever been to Ireland?
I have. I've been
Which
to
part of
Belfast.
Ireland?
Nice. I went to Dublin.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My family's from Galway.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You'd
Apparently
be
they
so
don't
much
live in
hotter
Galway.
if you were a Galway girl. Why can't you be a Galway girl?
Do you know what's worse?
Why'd you have to be from Bath?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, Christ alive. Okay, two things at once. The song Galway Girl, when it came out, it was like, what, 2018?
Right.
Which feels like fucking years
Maybe
ago.
I'd say 2016.
Yeah.
2016, even worse.
Yeah, that guy's
even
like
worse.
He knows that song.
He said, I actually listened to it. I'm actually a fan of Ed Sheeran. Not in a rude way. Like, I do like Ed Sheeran. But anyway. And my... also talking about my ex again, she put it on a playlist for me. Okay. And it was like songs that remind me of you.
Oh, nice.
And there was like, to be fair, sweet at the time, because obviously we're like 16, 17, like can't like afford to take each other out on like proper dates. It's just like, I made this playlist for you. Dirty Laundry by, I think it's All Time Low.
Oh yeah,
because I'm horrifically unclean. I haven't watched.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't.
I mean, just throw you in the washer.
Sometimes I actually do struggle to shower.
Really?
And look after myself. You know how like people like with mental health issues, not that I have them, but people with mental health issues are like, oh, the first thing that goes whenever I'm in like a bad depressive episode or like time is the showering.
Yeah.
For me, it's brushing teeth.
Yeah.
Look at those things. Let's see what we're dealing with.
Oh, should I get
Nice. I recently come out of a very stressful time in my life, so
I think they're looking okay. They're
yeah,
looking
because
good.
I scrubbed them for like 5 minutes last night. I hadn't washed them in a week.
Wow.
Whereas
I love that moment when you sort of realised you haven't brushed your teeth in a while, so you need to stand there for about 5-6 minutes, just going at it until your gums bleed.
The worst thing is, I was at a festival last week. Again, Wild Child, Purbeck Valley Folk Festival.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. As wild time as you can remember, and because it's on an active farm in a surrounded area, there is a cut-off time of 12 o'clock.
Oh. So what? The festival ends at 12?
Well, no, the music ends at 12. No, girl, you're really not understanding. You're really so the type of people to go to the Purbeck Valley Folk Festival is like. It's a family festival, first of all.
Yeah.
And it's also on the Dorset coast during peak festival time. So there's a lot of people that are there that are like, oh, next week I'm also at the International Jazz Festival.
Well, you were peaking there, weren't you? You were on that.
Oh my God, yeah. So I accidentally tried Shroom chocolate from my mum's childhood friend.
Damn, where do you get hold? That's crazy.
So she's from Bournemouth, like the city of Bournemouth by the beach, for those who are in the north. Everyone,
or just not from here.
Yeah, or not.
I didn't know where Bournemouth is.
Yeah, so it's like right down. So like, it's probably I would say about 6 hours away from here. It's like proper like more south than I'm from.
Crazy.
And she's a fucking. You know how everyone has that like wild friend? I feel like in my mum's prime, when she was like our age, that was the wild friend.
So she'd be looking like you right now, wouldn't she?
She doesn't look anything like me. And for the first 10 years, including the first time I ever got bra fitted, people thought I was adopted.
Were your tits abnormally too big for your lineage, or were they too small?
Well, I peaked when I was young. Peaked? That's not what I mean. Blossom, matured, started puberty. I started like
weird,
sorry. Anyway, I was an early bloomer. Bloomer was the word I was looking for. Anyway, I had a wacky backy, as they say, and ended up going to hospital.
Why?
I had such a severe reaction to it. Like smoked weed during my childhood, not religiously, not extensively, not for self-medication or anything, but like socially.
You just smoke on that sometimes.
Yeah. I like at my friends at parties and stuff. I went to Dodds. My roommate did like smoke like every other night, like smoke to be cool, smoke to sell, whatever. And he was like, oh, we're gonna sit. And I was like in the kitchen and do it. And I was like, slay, let's do this. And I was literally had one. I was like, oh, I feel a bit wavy, but you know, it'll be fine. Like it'll pass. I haven't eaten much. I'll have a little
toke or one.
No,
blunt?
like one
thing.
And then I was like, here, you finish the rest. And then kind of was obviously high enough to forget. High enough. I forgot what? I forgot that I hadn't had any, and I was like, yeah, I'll have another one. And then I was violently ill.
Dude, it's like a cycle.
Yeah.
How did it end if you kept forgetting what you smoked?
But it was only like, I literally had like, probably if I smoked the whole thing, like if I had like done the actual time and like added it all up, I probably only had about one. like maybe one in a tiny bit, was violently ill, like to the point where it was like, and this is quite graphic, so I really apologize if anyone's like really doesn't like sick, but I was throwing up so much that there was like coffee grounds in my sick, which is for anyone who's...
What is that?
That means like blood. That's like blood in your sick.
Oh, I thought you just had some coffee. Like
no.
I was going to ask if you eat coffee beans.
Yeah.
Hey, I might eat a lot of things, that's weird, including your mum.
Whoa.
Sorry.
I mean, coffee beans.
That got a bit graphic.
That was actually really sorry.
Coffee.
No.
So you were rather dying, or you're secretly not wanting to tell us that you have coffee and you eat coffee
I actually
grinds?
eat the beans. No. Yes. But it turns out...
We're just trying to get another doobie there. I just saw you doing that as well.
Hey, old habits die young. Die young?
You're young? I'd class you as old.
I still class myself as a teen pregnancy. I'm 23.
You're pregnant?
And it's yours.
I'd want it to be like a little bit... Not like...
We've actually had this conversation before.
Yeah, we've had talks about kids.
Yeah.
Ben, be honest, out of us two, who is the better... like parental, who would you want to look after your child out of us two?
See, that's a bit tough.
That's true. Every time Ben's met me, I have been drinking.
Yeah.
Not to excess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really sorry, Tallulah, but I might have to go with Eddie just because he's
that's fair.
He's got his head a little bit more.
Yeah. And you don't know. 6 months time, medicated. I could be different.
When he starts stories, there is a finish to them.
Hey, just like my sex life. No. Anyway,
I do think you'd be a good parent, though. I do think you'd have a very unique.
Thank you. I'm so glad we've gotten onto this. Anyway, so I'd like to tell you about my dad. No.
Where is he? He's probably not around, is he?
No, he's not. How did you know? I want to say something really horrific, and I want to share a story, but I
can't. Do you want to?
No, I do want to, but it's not my story to share. It's your story. It says
you can't remove any of this out.
No. You can remove it. For real. So one of the first times I ever met Eddie was at work, and I don't know if we've actually spoken about... We have spoken about this, but not like on the pod. One of the first times that we met, we fast friends, immediate, which is what he cut out last time on purpose. Okay. Turned off the camera.
Tell the people.
So we met at work, instant friendship. Like, obviously... I don't know if anyone can gather from this, but I don't date. But instant connection.
Yeah.
You know, like very much like on the same level immediately. One of the first jokes that I ever made to you was you said something like, I can't remember what you said, something like horrific, something dirty. And I went, "Oh, that's me with your mum." And you turned to me really solemnly and went, "I've got some news for you." And I need you to know that shit keeps me awake at night.
So when you can reveal to someone that, you know, your mother tragically passed away when you're younger, the first day you met them, it's kind of like... Okay,
actually, within the first, I would actually say maybe like the first 45 minutes because we were both behind the counter.
You just know you've met someone crazy when you can just like open up to the man and you can really
You've matched my freak, babe.
Yeah. You matched my...
I mask your what now?
You match my frequency is what... You know, you coming on here has really kind of threw me off. You know, I'm usually really funny.
Yeah. But in comparison, women can be funny.
No, I think, honestly, Tallulah, you are inspirational. Comedically, you are my inspiration.
I would really like to be a stand-up comedian, but I don't have the focus for it. So I really feel like... Pardon?
Do you reckon cocaine would help?
Oh, cocaine. I thought you said, would you like to go to Edinburgh?
I think if you were to take any
Why did you think that?
I don't know. I was wishful thinking.
I think if you were to take Adderall or something to like focus,
so like going back to the original story from Tuesday. Yeah. So I had my assessment at 7 a.m.
Assessment for what?
God, what do you think? Fucking bipolar? What do you think?
ADHD, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you now.
And I have something preliminary. How do you say it?
Don't get distracted. Focus on this one word.
Preliminary.
Thank you. Yeah. Preliminarily, I have what they call inattentive attention disorder, which is basically ADD, but
different. Because you always have to be different.
No, but ADD doesn't exist anymore. Consider it to the British diagnostic because I do psychology.
We cured
no.
They've
got rid of ADD.
We cured it.
It's now called inattentive ADHD because you still have the hyperactivity, but within your thoughts. Whereas compared to you, like how it's usually portrayed, which is like this is like a mental health podcast.
No, I'm actually interested. So ADHD for you, what does ADHD mean to you?
So, you're right. So for me, obviously the stereo. I was talking to the voice in my head, but that's like a separate thing entirely. I just burped again, and I'm really worried that like.
Please tell us.
Thank you. I will. So, you know how like it's traditionally portrayed like this. So it's like a young kid that has too much energy. Can't sit still. That kind of shit.
You need to just,
It's more now than I was when I was a kid. But when I was a kid, it was very much like the mental side of it. So like I really struggled to stay on one topic.
Yeah.
And I really struggled with staying in focus.
Not necessarily. Kid, was that just as a kid or?
No. This is like in adulthood as well. I know it's so rare, and I'm actually really good at like hiding it.
No, you are a bit different.
I like to think it was my shining personality. I'm like, oh no, I'm just fun. When people are like, oh, you're getting tested, I'm like, no, I'm just fun.
You are fun.
I am fun.
You know, you have to kind of make up for it when you are the way you are. Really, like
when you think about it, there is a difference between being likable and being annoying. And I feel like I would toe that line.
Yeah,
I really walk that line.
It's constantly.
But when I'm annoying, I always make up for it for being really good. Yeah. And then I'm really annoying again. Right. So like, you know, like I'll throw up on your carpet, but then I'll be like, you'll make a great dad. And I actually wish that one day you the full happiness, and I think your kids will be really amazing. But I have just thrown up on your carpet.
Oh fuck!
But actually, for real,
I think I'd still love if you said that and then was sick on my car. I think that's the thing you'd have to say for me to be okay with you being sick on my car.
I think you guys would make great dads.
You're a manipulator.
No, I'm not a manipulator. I'm a charmer.
Great dads together.
Freelance together, did you say?
Great dads. Great dads. We should adopt.
Oh wait, no, you two. Yes. Sorry. Could you adopt
you have 3 parents?
You can. Not legally. Well, you can have 4 parents, step-parents.
We can have 4.
I'll be a step-parent. I don't want to be too much involved in his life.
Yeah, well, it really depends on how much the biological parent isn't around. It's depending on how much
I was kind of just be hoping that Tallulah does like the hard, heavy work, and then me and you just kind of fuck around.
Gay dads, lesbian mum. Perfect personality. Cool. So every gay man that I've met, every gay man, and I am currently working at Pretty Little Thing, every gay man I've ever met, it's not that I'm in competition with them because there's nothing to compete about.
Right.
It's more that traditionally, and this is not all lesbians, not all gay men, whatever, I personally, within my own experience, have obviously been wonderful and charming and we get on and we're great friends, struggle sometimes to find related topics that we can get on together. Yeah. Because they're like, oh my God, look at Chris Hemsworth. And I'm like, hear me out. Have you heard of Angelina Jolie?
Great for me.
Great for
not
you.
Great for a gay
exactly
guy.
And not in like a derogatory way, and I'm not like trying to speak for all lesbians, but all of the gay men that I know aren't interested in the things that I'm interested in, and I'm not interested in their things. Like we get on as friends, and I think we're great friends, and I had this great friend at uni and we got on amazingly, but when it came to like talking, because like when I'm with women who date men, I can be like, oh girl, yeah, go for it. Like I know what to say, even if I don't believe what I'm saying.
You think you as a lesbian or
it always comes back to this. No, you're fine.
Do you back your own opinion on a guy for a friend of yours? So like I'm thinking if I'm a gay guy suggesting to my other straight friend, I can't be going, oh, that woman's fucking nice for you, dude. You go, but if anything, I should keep stum because I don't go for that menu. I don't even look at that menu.
You can recognize that it's a menu, you just don't understand the language.
I wouldn't use my expertise on that. You know when you say silent in a conversation, which is probably what I should have done for a while.
Many times. Podcast. Actually, I think you should just let me speak.
It's kind of what's been happening.
It's not my fault. I'm medically unwell.
Going back to that, should we finish the ADHD?
Oh, fuck. Stuff? Yeah, I forgot we were on that. What was it? What was the question? I have it preliminarily.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So that's actually a real qualm that I have with the medical industry. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is good. This is all fun.
Thank you. I worry sometimes that I'm too much, but then you say things like that, and I think I'm actually not enough.
So how long has it taken for you to get this diagnosis?
Oh God. Okay, so I did what they call I don't want to call it a geriatric, but they said it's a geriatric assessment or something along like, and they were like, you're not actually old.
Okay.
It's just most people get diagnosed young because it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Bullshit, first of all. I don't agree with that as a concept, but I understand why. Because if a kid is like happy and bubbly like I was, but did go okay in school and had good like social life, then why would you just feel like you lucked out?
Yeah.
Right.
Like my parents did. Whereas if a kid is causing issues in school, you know, but they are lovely as a person, but they don't get on at school and they're really bad at that sort of side of things, and they're really bad at... Oh my God, sorry.
Third one?
They're getting a bit worse.
Nice.
But,
I'm sorry.
So you work for Pretty Little Thing.
So I work for the Pretty Little Thing, you know, the online retail. Molly May, if anyone knows who that is.
Molly may have been cheated on.
Yeah. No, she was cheated on.
Oh, yeah, but
that's no joke. She used to be a director of Pretty Little Thing. A lot of people took that shit seriously.
Oh, I was fucking proud of that.
You know what,
joke,
actually? No.
So I've got no idea what it was.
So
that joke was...
She was on Love Island.
Molly May opened that company. Well, whatever, she might be an ambassador.
She's not really associated
my point
with
was,
yeah.
never
I don't actually know who she is.
Tommy Fury, another boxer.
The one with the really
Tyson
long arms.
Fury. Yeah, Tyson Fury's brother.
And Molly May have been cheated on because Tommy Fury, I think, cheated on her.
Yeah, and they're also they come from like Irish traveller backgrounds, I want to say. Like they come from travelling backgrounds.
Right.
Traveller background, sorry. And there's a whole like documentary on Tyson Fury.
Do they just fuck? Is the reason travellers just maybe go around a lot? Or is that not true? I don't know.
No. So originally travellers were like,
loyal.
You know how like, pardon?
Like loyal husbands.
Yeah, no. So originally travelers would like travel around because they would like nomads, like back. I'm talking like Boudica era. Okay. Nomads didn't have a town. Traveled not very easy, but easier to do now than in the 21st century.
Oh yeah.
And so kind of, you know, it's developed, and then you have Romany gypsies. I think Romany gypsies and then Irish travelers.
Yeah.
And Tyson Fury is part of that, and so is his brother Tommy.
Yeah.
And Molly May possibly was cheated on, but in traveller communities, from what I know of, my own research at 3 a.m. and weirdly my Big Fat Gypsy Wedding, which I've really gotten into recently.
I can see you going to one though. We could wear the full dress.
Pull
up a picture of these weddings. These are quite cool. So if you're not from
my
the
Big
UK,
Fat Gypsy Wedding, oh my god, it's amazing.
I'm sure there's travellers all over the world, but I feel like ours have a very unique kind of convention.
The English travellers.
Yeah, there you go. So Big Fat Gypsy Wedding. So what are you thinking of like this? So yeah.
So
very glammed up
very
women.
Like I don't want to say Dolly Parton, but very like the rhinestones, very much like the bigger, the more beautiful kind of vibes.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, some of these kids are 13, 12 and they're in like a dress that weighs more than them.
Yeah.
Look at the one at the bottom, like the pink with the white. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Look at this, like, child.
It's literally mad. Well, I think she's 18, 19.
If they fall the wrong way, are they getting injured?
Well, so I've seen photos, so My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding is a reality TV show, and I wasn't allowed to watch reality TV when I was young. I wasn't really, it wasn't in our house, so we didn't watch it. My partner discovered this and she was like, I need to show you this. This is amazing. Like, I've always like love it. Some of these dresses like weigh like 500, not kilos.
500
pounds?
Is that quite heavy?
500 pounds?
So, I don't know.
That's a lot. No, I don't think.
No, but they anyway. So they weigh like they weigh like double the weight of the actual person,
right?
Because of how many layers there are.
I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah,
it looks insane.
It's literally wild, and a lot of it is like the frill of it. But there'll be like a garter dress. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what I'll call it underneath, and then that will be layered. Sorry.
Maybe this is why they had horses back in the day. Imagine having to transport all these women, dude. Like getting them to the church.
Well, so
look how much fucking volume
they get. Like
take
Hummer,
up.
So they get like Hummer limousines. Like the proper massive American ones.
Yeah.
They get them. They get them. That's what the story is. No, they don't buy them, but they rent them. You know, like instead of getting a limousine or cool, like a classic car.
Do you reckon you'd ever imagine like Diana like rocking up to one of these weddings? And what would she wear? I feel like because like you've got Diana and then you've like there's different because you said like Dolly Parton.
Are we talking about Lady Diana? Sorry, just to clarify.
Yeah,
Lady Diana.
Yeah. Not just like my grandma's Diana.
Yeah, grandma's called Diana.
That's
so cute.
The whole reason when I was growing up, you know, peppercorn sauce. You also have a steak sauce called Diane sauce.
Is that true?
Yeah, there's a sauce called Diane sauce. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I thought it was named after my grandma. I thought the whole world revolved around my grandma.
That's kind of cute.
But that woman would not fit in here. This is like very like boisterous and peacocking. It's very out there.
Yeah, well, you know how like in it's very much like going back to tradition because I'm a history buff. It was very much like you had all these nice things that you could wear, and it was like you didn't have to pay tax and you didn't have to pay. You worked for the money that you got, but you were always traveling, like you were always physically moving. So you would sell stuff, like even back when tax was like
I imagine they're really getting taxed when going through certain like areas, right? Or
not even then. Like, back in the day, but a lot of travelers and a lot of like Romany gypsies have settled now because of pressures of the modern world and shit that. But
internet's great.
Yeah,
you know. See, have you ever made a mistake as bad as this guy did? So I had a story that accidentally this kid knocked over a jar which was 3,500 years old.
Sorry.
This jar was 3,500 years old in a museum, and this kid comes in and knocks it off, which is crazy.
That's literally my worst fear.
Yeah.
Like, I love going to museums. But I don't like it when it's like, you know how like in an art museum, everything's on the wall, fucking obviously, duh. But like, there's like a little rope. Oh, I fucking eat that shit up. I'm like, no, I can't pass that rope.
Yeah, but you like the fact that you kind of want to go on.
Oh, no, the urge is there, don't get me wrong. I'm like, oh, legally I can't cross that tiny piece of cotton rope.
Yeah. Like, would you rather touch a bit of the Mona Lisa, or would you rather like touch...
I've seen the Mona Lisa.
Yeah, but touching it would be like, because you're not really meant to do that, right? Like putting a finger, like actually
on the Mona Lisa.
Like that'd be crazy. Like I've touched the Mona Lisa. Is that weird that I want to touch?
Well, I've touched Stonehenge. It's no longer touchable, and I've touched it.
Yeah, is it because of the like that protest or something?
No. Well, probably, but like so years ago.
You used to be able to touch it.
No, so sort of. So you used to be able to go like kind of up to it, and it was like kind of the art, you know, like kind of in the art museum where they have that just thin piece of rope, and they kind of like don't touch it. But there's no cameras, so you can just fucking touch it. People like taking tiny chips of it home. Oh, nice. Like tiny chips.
I mean, but
anyway, and then people started noticing it started damaging the rocks. Obviously, climate change and the rainfall, and also, ironically, Stonehenge is right next to like the main way that connects Somerset and Wiltshire. So it's like this massive A30 road or something.
I've heard it's a bit of a downer though. Like a lot of people go to it, like Americans will go to it. It's just fucking rocks, man. It's literally
rocks in a field.
But yeah, that's crazy.
But anyway, so they did this festival. They did this night festival thing where you could go up and you can actually be, and they took all the ropes down and you could touch them. And there's a great photo of me and my siblings, all like I'm talking like 10, 15 years ago, like in it. We're in one of the arches and like we're touching it. It's great. But because of that, it got damaged, and it's not quite like art where you can restore it. Yeah.
Does it look as bad as this though? Like this shit, look how fucking tarnished this is. Does it look as... I imagine it's been Wirral, the Stonehenge, but this kid comes in...
Do you know what?
3,005... So this kid's not even, what, 1%, maybe 3% of the years of the total lifespan of this jar that kid has lived. And he's just like, fuck it.
Was it on purpose? Did he do it on purpose?
Should we read about this?
Read it out to me, babe. I'm an active listener.
A 3,500-year-old jar has accidentally been smashed into pieces.
Pause the jar.
Accidentally smashed into 4 pieces. Well, no, more than that. Sorry, it was 4 years old. The boy was 4 years old during the trip to a museum. Oh, yeah. Imagine if it was 4 years.
I thought he was like, ha, look at this.
Oh, right. No, this is even more sad because I'd be okay with that if it was a shitty teenager. This is just a kid that didn't know.
This is just a kid. Like I'm like, oh, you'd
probably be fine with that kid, right? I'd be annoyed with that kid.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
It's in Israel as well. Also, they have enough problems, guys.
Yeah.
They have enough problems.
I'm blaming the museum because if a 4-year-old can easily knock over this so valuable 3,500-year-old vase.
True. But then again,
parents are also to blame.
Fair, Ben.
But at the same time, kids are so
I think
hard to control.
Yeah. As well, I'm shocked that it was just like, if you scroll up to the photo, you'll see that it's just there. It's like surrounded by things. It's not like
it's knocked into 100 pieces as well. Like that is sad.
Been here, fucking 3,000.
That thing's been here as long as the ancient Egyptians were. The period of the ancient Egyptians was 3,000 years. Wow. What's her name? The really famous one.
Cleopatra?
That's the one. She is actually born closer to the creation of the iPhone than the actual pyramids of Giza.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, instead of listening to this podcast...
Instagram Reels.
Wow.
Yeah.
They could have all just listened to that. Why don't we we'll link that TikTok in the description.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It was actually Instagram Reels. Worse.
So what
I worry
you're
about
saying
myself.
is that this article, you're not surprised by it. Ben, I get your point. You shouldn't have pushed it over, but they're in these little stands, man. We ain't lacking.
But we packing.
What do you
want? Talking about
pack?
your peen. That was a compliment. Why did you snicker?
I think I've got an issue where I can't take compliments. I think that's
yeah.
I'm so pick me, like, don't compliment me.
I compliment you all the time, and you're like,
I don't.
Why would you say that? And I was like, hey.
Yeah, I know we're friends, but I don't think we're like there yet. There where we're at that point where I feel like when I'm making jokes, sometimes I'll be like, "Don't worry, don't if I'm joking."
Oh no! I always think that everyone's joking all the time. Do you know? You actually did want to talk about this. Oasis are getting back together. Reunion tour, and we're in Manchester currently. But we're in Manchester area currently.
Pull it up. Oasis is getting back together.
I see how they're important for the culture, and I can see how in the 90s they were quite genre setting. Listen to them at work now all the fucking time. I find them a bit whiny.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's their kind of like tone,
that's
isn't
the
it?
time. And I get that that's like an important thing, and that's how they kind of came back with
these
British
guys
pop.
are coming back, dude.
And they, they're very important.
Men. There's a couple men.
They are some guys. They're some local pub owner guys.
It's kind of crazy how they affected like how so many people dress. We live in Manchester, right?
Yeah. Hairstyles as well. Everyone tries to.
They probably don't even know it's from them, but they probably.
So this style, as well as like Teen Spirit, what Nirvana, a lot of those bands come from like poorer areas.
Yeah.
And traditionally, poorer areas have poor people. I don't know if you know, but they would shop at charity shops, and they would shop at like poor shop,
the Heart Foundation.
Yeah, shit like that. Where before it was cool, before it was vintage, and so they would buy clothes that were bigger, like 2-3 sizes bigger, so they wouldn't have to buy them again.
That's smart.
I think that's how like the whole grunge outfits of like girls wearing like the oversized shirts and shit. I'm hoping I grow taller.
Yeah. So I do this. I'm hoping to grow taller, so I'm buying clothes that are bigger for me. Even though I'm 22, I'm hoping.
Shin splints.
I'm still waiting
as well.
Shin splints. It's okay.
You can get enlarged by like me.
Are you comfortable with your height, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with it. What do you think about my height?
No, I love your height. I like that we're equals.
Yes.
I don't like white men who are taller than me.
Really?
No, alarmingly taller than me.
That alarms me.
Do I count in that demographic?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Sometimes
Why do they alarm you?
But history in the news, but apart from that.
Oh, is it like a physical? That's true. Maybe it's a physical thing.
It was a joke. It was a joke. I was joking.
Wait, we make jokes? That's crazy.
We've
been joking.
Wait, we've been talking about. Wait, is this recorded?
You pointed out a fair few times.
Fuck.
But yeah, Oasis. I saw Noel Gallagher live at Leeds, I think, or it might be Liam.
Because they're quite good. Like they're
both the same.
Right.
I honestly thought they were twins until I saw a recent
photo. Isn't the common beef that one of them's like more talented and like the other one's like more
one of them's just more whiny than the other. And he just takes shit. So
like that whole thing, isn't it? Is that they're like anti-pop star. They're like pop star. They're like, we make our own music. We do whatever. Right. We don't take shit from anyone. Like this is us. We don't. But also at the same time, you're like, but didn't you fall out because you thought? And they're also brothers in real life.
Why did they fall out?
I think basically they were like, one of us. But I don't know how else to say this, but they're like men from Manchester. Yeah. Like they're quite like ardy-bardy.
Yeah, they wanted their own way.
Yeah, and like apparently they apologized, but like they're brothers at the end of the day. Like if I fell out with my siblings, I know it's obviously different, but like my mum would be like, fucking, we're having Christmas Day together.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I could ever fall out with my siblings the way these people have.
Yeah, and you know when you think actually you've got millions, what else do you have to worry about?
Exactly. Why are you stressing over the thoughts of other people when you're sat on this wad of cash?
Yeah. And like I get that it's an artistic thing, and I don't get me wrong, I genuinely unironically like Oasis. But there's only so far that type of music will take me. And I'm not a diehard fan. Like I don't really listen to any of their current stuff. I only listen to like the 90s stuff. Pop Party 2 specifically. Pop Party 6. But you know when you think actually you're grown fucking men thinking that you're better than each other.
Yeah.
Right, that is fucked why they went about. I don't know much about that, but you can't argue like the amount of like effect this has had on the UK. It's been everywhere. Oh, the fact that these guys are coming together.
Fucking insane.
Like, they probably see each other every year. Yeah. But the fact that they've announced that they're going to be on stage together for an hour, everyone's like freaking the fuck out.
I get it. Like I get crazy, the nostalgia aspect. Like
here we go, man.
Like I'm 23 and I crave to be 15 again. Not because I had a great time when I was 15, but just because I'm like, it was so much easier.
Yoko Ono can't bear not getting enough attention, so starts wailing during her husband and Chuck Berry's performance until a sound engineer cuts her.
Isn't this it's Hey Jude, I think, isn't it?
Let's listen.
We'll find out.
She's just like the main character in that.
I really love his eyes being like,
look at this woman, man. So she looks like she's screaming into the mic, and she's got like a drum in her hand.
Because she was meant to be part of the band. She was meant to be part of it. Yeah. She originally that's what she was meant to do.
What? But meanwhile, what you're not hearing right now is there's this deranged woman yelling into a mic, which is what you're not hearing if you're listening.
She's very artistic.
So that was main character energy from her.
Yeah.
And do you know anything about that? Like in
general?
Yeah, why that happened?
She is an artiste. I don't know if you know. She's an artiste. And from what I gather of the information I have and the information readily available, she's an artiste. I don't know how else to say it without being rude and derogatory, but basically she wants to make there's that, and then there's also I want to make this one piece of media so specific and so unique, because a lot of people have teamed up with other singers and made a song and made a live performance.
Not just that, it's Go Johnny Go.
Yeah, Go Johnny. Everyone's fucking heard the song. Everyone's done this.
So
everyone's done that.
It's meant to be different.
Yeah.
Her spin on it is screaming over it.
That's what I'm going to say. There's a line there, right? Was she adding much? Like what I heard was,
I feel like if you edited it right. Thanks. If you edited it right, it could be when it's in songs they have the hollering in the background.
Yeah,
I feel like that could be a good.
But it's a live performance.
So and in the 70s they barely had rights. What makes you think they had the editing equipment?
Yeah, what?
They don't have AI. They don't know what Chat GPT is.
I mean, that could be AI, but you've seen that before. Yeah, I doubt it's AI. But yeah,
the uncanny valley.
Yeah. When things are so close to reality but too far off, so our brains can't really fully connect.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons, when you watch a video and you're like I watched a video of Trump getting arrested today, and I went, oh, that's AI.
Yeah, that's fake.
God, sorry.
Trump would absolutely hate you.
He would hate it. But when you're like, oh, that's AI, not just because you haven't heard it on the news, but because you can kind of tell. I feel like, yes, AI is going to have a massive impact and already has on our society, but we kind of have the ability, because of the uncanny valley effect, to kind of tell when things are fake and kind of tell when things are not real.
The problem is that line is being breached quite a lot nowadays.
Yeah, but we have something historically built into us to recognize when it's not that. So whilst I genuinely do think it is a dangerous thing and I think it should be policed and all of this, I'm not as dystopian about it as. But then again, also
because there's that human factor of being able to notice. And that's
but then also like you say, it is. I mean, it's interesting. Closing.
Because I think an extrapolated version of what you're trying to say is the argument that AI could be a massive loop. I think this is less so nowadays, but they were saying that if it's constantly having to come from human influence or human art,
that's the thing.
Where do we get to a point where it's looping? So unless it's just cycling content that is AI, there's a benefit.
Stuff like that has already happened as well. So some AI softwares have actually just come to a halt because
there's no human input.
They've scanned all the human input, but now they just keep rescanning AI input, and it's just.
Well, it's and this is a slightly niche, but when it's there was it was the contrast videos on TikTok where you take a photo and then you add 10% contrast. And then you use that photo and you add 10% contrast. And then by the end, the image is basically just a black and white hellish, some sort of rot talk or rot TikTok kind of thing. it's kind of like that, where like at what point is it not just imitating something that actually isn't human anymore? Much like Prometheus is, that's probably not it.
This is why this is fucking important. Like real people sitting next to real people, it's fucking cool. We can touch each other, we can do that. Babies. This isn't AI, you know? You'd have to be fucking famous. People have to listen to you for people.
You would have to have some level of delusion to think that a computer made up this shit, because a computer would kill itself if it was in my brain.
And would write it way more concise
and also probably wouldn't be ginger.
Actually,
no, that's going away soon.
That's going away soon as well.
That
is going down.
Years. Well, 60
you will
years
be
now.
cold. You will be cold.
Okay, guys, you want to come in like you're the experts
you specifically.
on
this? No.
In fact, if you manage to have ginger children, you'll be able to beat that statistic.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you don't have ginger children,
that means you have to get with a ginger woman, right? Kind of to help with the statistics.
You into gingers?
There's something weird because
do you know that historically you're all related? Is that kind of throws you off?
No, this is where it comes from as well. Is like my sister's ginger, right? So like getting with another ginger, maybe. I don't know.
If they look completely different to your sister, / you don't picture her.
Yeah, the cycle, the real answer to that is but we all know.
But like for the funny answer,
Well, we all know psychologically where we seem to date. Weirdly, right? Pretty similar to your mother and father.
And you don't have any sort of issues or surrounding.
No, this is true. I mean, you can look it up.
Statistically,
you can look it up. That's not weird. That's why I was like, this is weird, right?
That was a joke.
Okay. Sorry, I need to know you're actually quite smart. I forget that you know things.
Yeah, in amongst the rubbish, there are gems.
Yeah. You mask it well. You mask your intelligence well.
You're doing well at picking the gems.
I have been told that several times.
Yeah.
You mask your intelligence quite well. Thanks. I'd call it disarming. I'm quite disarming.
Yeah. I'd fuck with that.
You have.
I'd fuck with you.
That Saturday night.
So going back to your ADHD diagnosis.
Fuck it out, back on this again. Yeah. So had the thing yesterday, 7 a.m. It was an hour long. It was okay. It was good. It was basically like a tick box exercise of being like, did you have trouble making friends at school? Right. Were you an overly excitable child? At one point, he says, were you a happy child? And I was like, girl, it's 7:15 in the morning. Shut the fuck up. I didn't say that. I was like,
that's early therapy.
That's heavy.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of other... because it's an invasive question, because it's an invasive part of your personality, really, isn't it? Like, it affects every day of your life, so you should ask every single aspect of your life. And it's like, does it affect your relationship? And I'm like, yes, but not because of the person that I'm with, because of what I do, or because of what I... fail to do, or do techniques I have to come up with.
Whoever's dating you would be pretty full on, for sure.
She's a saint. She truly is God's work, doing God's work. Amazing.
And after this guy spoke to you, what did you take away from it?
I have to go back for an initial 3 and another 3 weeks because of the forms that I filled in. This is a whole other episode, but
no, this is interesting.
No, I feel like I am very open about the clear things that I struggle with. Like, it's very clear. Like, jokes aside, very clear.
That's obviously. Good. You're very self-aware. You're a very self-aware person.
I'm actually very self-aware. I'm actually the most self-aware.
And really funny as well.
But you need references, and you need it not to just be, your own personal anecdotes. You need, like, either school reports or parents' sort of things to do with it. Like references and stuff, or childhood friends, which is what I got. And because of the way that I present, and because of the way that the world works, the evidence that I had, not that it wasn't enough, but they wanted more just to double confirm. And obviously with specifically, obviously ADD and ADHD meds, it's a stimulant, which for people who don't have that is a class A drug. Like methamphetamines, for real. Can fuck you up.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get Ritalin, there are a lot easier ways than going through like a 2-year process to then fake it for then like...
Well, they're addicting as hell, aren't they?
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
Fair. It's fair.
So a little bit annoyed about that, because at what point is your own experience and you saying, okay, but if I was going to get class A drugs, I would have just gone to the streets. Do you know what I mean?
I wonder how much they like... You can vouch for yourself. I can guess that's why they're asking.
It is completely fair.
I'm glad you're on like a path, and like.
Thank you.
To be honest, could you let the guy know my number? I'm kind of feeling like I need a little bit of that as well.
I mean, he was very to the point, and like it was 7 a.m. and like I had been up for a few hours stressing about it.
Yeah.
But when you're like not even a hello.
Yeah.
God, I was up until like 3 a.m.
That's
no,
fair.
I woke up at 3 a.m.
Must be pretty weary.
But I was like, oh yeah. Do you ever? Because I sleep a lot. Do you ever have it where like I sleep like 8 to 9 hours a day?
Yeah. I'm kind of on that vibe recently.
I sometimes have a whole day where I just don't sleep for a night, and it kind of kicks my system back into normal, and then I'll sleep for like 8, I'll sleep for like 7 hours.
So you're like kind of like, I don't need to sleep because I oversleep every night individually. So every 6th night I don't have to sleep.
No, it's not every. It's like once every couple months. Like it's not like anything like that. But
that's wild though.
When I fell asleep today at work. Just completely sidetracked this conversation. I fell asleep today at work.
How?
I sit at a desk and I'm a temp. I didn't like fall asleep or anything like that, but I like nodded off for like 5 minutes.
That's pretty funny.
And because I'll sit like this doing work anyway, and again I'm doing like admin work. I'm doing shit that I'm actually enjoy, and I really like working at, and it's a really lovely place. But I'm like, they're like, fill out these 1,300 lines, fill in this workbook.
Tedious work.
Tedious work I'm really good at, that I really enjoy. But if I get like low blood sugar, I'll be like, and I'll just stay there, and it will look like that I'm just looking at a spreadsheet.
That's pretty sick.
And I used to do it at school. Like, I used to fall asleep for like 4 lessons, and that's why I was referred to the doctor originally. Yeah. But yeah, turns out that's just a gluten intolerance. You're welcome.
Wow. You've learned so much about you today, too.
In such a short amount of time. I sometimes worry if there weren't people in front of me, would I talk the same bullshit? Like in the 1930s, do you think I would have been submitted for a lobotomy?
No one would tolerate you.
You would definitely.
Yeah, I would definitely be lobotomized by now.
I think maybe 3 minutes into our interaction, we would have got you.
I don't think a lobotomy could even stop you, though.
I do like to think of myself as breaking down barriers, breaking down lobotomies, breaking down perceived notions.
You break them all.
I actually break a lot of things. I think daily. But then isn't it weird that like now that we live in such an age where it's like everything can be so chill and so relaxed and so informal, that like formal events, so like there are loads of examples I can think of, but like, you know, when like influencers like TikTok or YouTubers like Brittany Broski or like Amelia who runs the chicken shop, that kind of informal side of a formal event like a red carpet, how that can kind of merge really well, like the kind of informal side of like interviewing and that kind of the way that you do it compared to what would be traditionally like quite formal, and how that merges really well, but actually taking a kind of formal approach to informal media kind of doesn't merge as well.
Not at all.
No, it's probably because if you're able to be informal, you're more open to opening up because you show more vulnerabilities, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So you got like for Amelia example, she's very self-deprecating.
Yeah.
So you put the interviewee in a shoes where they're able to also take the piss out of themselves.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, that is interesting.
But it's weird that that's not done in like an opposite. I mean, it's not weird, but it's just
not done in the opposite way. But benefits. Media is also beneficial by like being open. And
the final camera has
But it is weird. We got a last camera, which we're going to see ourselves at.
The really awful shot that makes it look like half the sofa is me.
Oh, we're not died. We're good.
It finished recording, but it's re-recording now.
What's happened is Tallulah's spirit's died and just wants to leave this place.
Yeah, bye Tallulah.
You said live in the moment. I'm in the moment right now.
I'm in the moment.
Stepping into a cold shower because you just can't wait until the hot water comes on. Like, I could literally just sit on my phone and wait.
I feel like a lot of it...
I don't do that.
No, a lot of it is just like learned behavior. Like you learn through. So like when I get hungry, like genuinely forget to eat breakfast, or like I'm like, oh, this is like on a Saturday, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cozy, and then I fall asleep and it's like 12 o'clock. I get so sad. I'm like, the world is ending. Like I'm just not good enough. Like whatever, these really dark thoughts. And it's not like hangry. It's like, I like to call it had. I'm sad and I'm hungry. And then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I'll text Sophie and I'll be like, I just feel like, are we okay? I'll just be like, I just feel like maybe Eddie doesn't want to hang out with me, and maybe like my friend Helena hates me, or like, do you know, or like my friend Jen, like, think hates me, and she'll be like, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but have you eaten? Have you eaten? And I'll be like, I had breakfast, and she's like, and it's now 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Have a slice of toast, and I'll be like, you're right, I do actually feel a lot better. But so my brother used to be like that, but with jumpers and heat.
That is fucked.
Yeah.
crazy.
Interesting. Fun family lore. What were we actually talking about originally?
I was basically just asking Ben how he was.
Ben, what is he up to?
Let him know how he's working a new job now, and just kind of trying to oh shit,
you're doing what?
I've moved house.
House party. No, and by that I do mean like a few friends sat around drinking. I just like being social.
We'll have a couple of housewarmings. We'd like to warm you all basically to the beginning of the start.
To the beginning of climate change.
We haven't uploaded
it's a real
for a couple
issue.
of months. The last episode's been with you, Tallulah.
Yeah.
And we're starting again. We would like you all to come back and listen to us.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And I would like to come back. So get those likes, comments, and subscriptions.
Nice. He's not even like, I'm literally not paying as well. Thank you, Tallulah.
Yeah, no, I do all this for free. I actually am myself for free. If somebody would pay me to be myself, I would love that.
The whiskey's the payment.
That's
true, actually.
Yeah, we need to get you guys back home and safe in these Manchester streets, man.
Oh.
We're all probably gonna be going together. Maybe I hope you guys get home. I'll fend off the attackers. I hope you guys get home safe.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been attacked on the streets. I am so oblivious sometimes to the world around me. Not in a bad way, but you know, when people are like, have you ever been out with females? I know, probably. Yeah.
Never.
No, with your like female friends, with your like girl who are friends and
a girlfriend,
friends who are girls,
or maybe a
and
girlfriend.
You're on a night out, and like somebody will say something to them. No, okay, never mind. Basically, people will say weird shit to girls on nights out,
right?
And I will be in that scenario, but people will say like people used to say shit to my friends all the time, and I'll be like, I'm sure it was just being nice, and I'll move on, and I'm not trying to be like dismissive. I just genuinely didn't get it at the time, and then the next after, the day after, they'll be like, no, he was coming on to you, and I was like.
Dude.
Me?
Yeah.
Some guy would be like, hey, do you want to come, like, I'm an artist, do you want to come back and like make some paintings?
And you genuinely
and
think
I'd be like, no, I'm okay, I'm dancing, thanks.
Good.
Yeah, no.
Because that's scary if you think they actually want to paint with you, right?
Yeah, no, I would never go with them.
We need a response from the guys. Do we want Tallulah back, or is she banished from the podcast?
Please have me back.
Cool. She's got ADHD and she's an amazing person.
It's not been decided yet. We don't know.
Okay. I think it's...
I think it's fairly obvious.
Yeah, I'll leave it to the viewers.
Comment, like, and subscribe below. If you're anyone from Soul Food, or what it's now called, like the university, like deli department, comment and say, please let Tallulah back. Is one of the joys in her life. And I'll be like, Tallulah who?
Get in contact, man. I love the company, and we will. I don't want to burn that. Don't want to burn that bridge. See you later, guys.
But thank you so much. Hearts and kisses.